Welcome to the Flip Thinking Podcast. In this podcast, you'll listen to intimate conversations between Berthold Gunster and his guests. Together, they'll explore the guest's personal problem and try to make it feel lighter or make it disappear altogether. This can be achieved in different ways. Sometimes they can simply solve the problem, but more often than not, they'll find that they have to let go of expectations or views they hold about themselves. At other times, they can only observe the fact that there is a problem without judging it. And in some cases, they can flip think the problem.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Can you tell me something about yourself?
Yes, my name is Yvonne. I'm 44 years old. I'm Dutch originally. I've been living abroad for the major part of my life.
A major part?
Yes,
Yeah.
at least about 17 years.
Yeah.
And currently live in Switzerland and work there as well.
And something about marriage, husband, children, profession, whatever you wanted to share with us.
I'm a human resources manager. I'm a cycling enthusiast, so I spend most of my free time on the bike. And
in the mountains?
In the
now?
mountains, in Switzerland, yes, beautiful.
Which is a little bit harder than in the Netherlands, which is quite flat.
Yeah, but I
you
enjoy
like it. You like it.
I enjoy riding uphill, And I'm single. Yep.
Okay. Well, that as starters,
Yep.
this is the key question. What's your topic, your problem?
Yeah, I think my problem is twofold. So it has twofold, part one, part two.
Okay.
But I think they are very much connected.
Do we start with the heavy one or?
Let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
I think what I think is causing it a little bit is I have been married and divorced twice, and which was not the plan, naturally.
No, you don't marry to get divorced.
Right.
That's not the whole idea.
No, and that in itself, that it happened twice, is giving me a lot of feeling of embarrassment, and I feel ashamed about that. I know rationally, I don't have to.
You don't have to, yeah.
But that, that's something that kind of really feels like a weight on my shoulders.
It's my fault. I did something wrong.
Yeah, it failed. Yeah.
Failed? Ooh,
yeah.
These are strong. It failed.
I know.
You failed.
Yeah, I think, of course, there's always two people. It takes two to tango.
No, but I'm talking with you.
I know. I'm sitting here, right? Yeah. I don't know if my exes have the same problem as I.
I don't know too. Maybe he was here. I don't think so. No. So the first problem is I got divorced. Is this my fault or not? Rationally, I know I don't have to judge myself that bad, but in a way I do.
Yeah.
Problem one.
Yeah.
And there's a problem two.
Yeah. So my last marriage ended in 2021. So about 2.5 years ago. So I've been single since 2.5 years. And in the beginning, I thought, I'm done with this. I will never, ever get back into a relationship. Never.
In any relationship?
No, never. Like, done.
Yeah.
And then, so, of course, you get a bit milder after time and think, it's actually quite nice to maybe be able to share my life with someone.
To come home and tell how was your day? And here's dinner.
Yeah. So, okay, maybe I should open myself up again. But, in my age... it's not very easy. I don't go party every weekend anymore. Yeah. So I subscribe for like a dating website, and I've met some.
You already did so?
Yeah.
Or met some people?
Met some people.
Men, I presume, just to be sure?
Yes,
okay.
yes. And mostly every time, like I meet someone, it's nice. We go on a couple dates, and it maybe gets a little bit more serious. And then I push away. Then I find something, or I think something that that's not going to work. And then I end it.
And so your assumption is that this pushing away is because of you? You're looking for a stick to hit the dog with?
Yeah. Because,
is this what they say in America and England too? This is a Dutch expression.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. I know what you
stok
mean.
een hond slaan.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I'm looking for something to break it with. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you think this is your fault too, in a way?
Yes.
Okay. So now, which of the two problems is the one you want to start with?
I think the second one.
Second one.
Yeah, because that's what I'm experiencing now.
Yeah, and maybe then, while exploring the second question, why am I pushing away? In the meantime, are discussing also about, was it my fault or not? Do I feel ashamed? Because these two have obviously a lot to do with one another.
Yeah.
So the starting question is, why do I push men away? Although I know that I don't have a real reason to do so.
Yeah.
I do this too soon, too quick.
Yes.
Yep. Is this a good...
Yeah.
Well, tell me first, when did you push too soon away? Well, there was completely no reason. And the more idiotic the example is, the more I love it.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I was dating this guy. We met on this kind of like serious dating website, and
It's serious dating.
like one of that you have to pay
profiles
for, and
you live together forever.
You have to send messages and stuff, not just
lots of criteria to be met first.
Yes, exactly. And so we went on a couple of dates. Really nice. He was same age, also really.
This was in Switzerland, also?
Yeah, in Switzerland. Yeah.
Was he a Swiss?
Swiss national. Yeah.
A couple of dates.
Really nice. Went for dinners. And then, I don't know, after a couple of dates, and of course, you get to know each other. You talk about,
if I may ask, there was some sex?
Yeah.
And it went
it was
in
fine.
a way, okay?
Very...
So all the sun was shining.
Yes, thumbs up. It looked all very, very promising, very good.
But then, one day...
Yeah, of course, you talk a lot about what you like to do in your spare time. And of course, like I said, I'm a cycling enthusiast. So my weekends, Saturday, Sunday, I'm usually each day at least 3, 4, 5 hours on the bike, and I have a lot of energy. I like to do a lot of stuff. And then I learned more and more that he really on the weekends likes to take a little walk, go down. To go to like a little town, sit on the terrace, order Earl Grey tea, and read the newspaper. And in the beginning, I thought, oh, that's nice, and but then all of a sudden, it's like I can't see myself do that. Like really sitting on the terrace on a Saturday where I could, oh no, we're way too different. This is not gonna work. And then there's other things that I connect to that I'm like, oh no, this is not gonna work. And then I ended. And then
so your mind stuck to this image, sitting on a terrace, drinking tea, reading the newspaper. So now maybe you were right. Maybe he was very dull, and in contrast with you, being energetic and lively, and the way you talk here, you come across as somebody who is in the here and now, very alive. Maybe it just was dull.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
No, maybe. I want a sure answer. Was he? Aren't you over criticizing yourself? Didn't you have a very good reason to make the decision? He's nice. I like him. Sex was okay. We had some good conversation, but he just is too dull for me. This could be the case.
Yeah, but who am I to judge, really?
You are looking for a new partner, aren't you?
But I mean, that you can also, think, well, that he can read the newspaper and drink tea while I'm cycling.
I know, but I'm just asking you profoundly, and I want a serious answer, and just take the time to think about it. Isn't it the fact that he really was in a way too dull for you? Are you over-criticizing yourself? Or didn't you give him a fair chance?
Yeah, I think I didn't give him a fair chance. Yeah, maybe I'm trying to rationalize things, but I think in a relationship, it's good that you have different interests and that you do things differently. Because it was really the only thing that I would say that I found to be dull. There was really nothing else.
What are good things?
He was an entrepreneur. He had his own music business. He was, very independent. He was fine being by himself.
Were conversations with him going fluidly?
Yeah, very easy.
Did he have a sense of humor?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
So it was only the tea and the terrace and the newspaper.
Tea and a newspaper, yeah.
So all these were green signs, and there was only a red flag sitting him drinking tea and reading newspaper. So then to check, was there a kind of relief once you decided, I stopped this relationship? Yeah. Now you're nodding your head. So what was the story you told yourself that this was a sign of relief? Yeah,
it has to do with freedom, I think, a little bit. On one side, I really want to share my life with someone. I think my life will be more fun and more complete if I have a lot of love to give, I think. Yeah. But then on the other hand, maybe because of the past relationships that didn't go well and were quite, negative ended, it makes me every time worried I'm going to fall back into old patterns that I had. So when I then break the relationship off, I'm like, oh, I'm free again, right? And
free from this possible hurt?
Yeah, maybe.
No, I don't settle for maybe. Yeah. We all have all the time in the world. So was it for you? Was the relief? Could it be explained by now when I cut this relationship now, there won't be any trouble in the future. I'm trouble free now.
Yes, because I think the past relationship I was holding on too long. Trying not to let it fail.
And now you stop too soon.
Yeah. I really, yes. Yeah, I think that's true. Both marriages, I stayed too long.
Okay, so then for me, the interesting question is not why did you stop too soon, but why did you carry on too long? And then we come back to the first question also, that you feel ashamed. And because I have the assumption now, but we try to explore this together, that by carrying on too long, you have created a kind of pattern in yourself that you now quit too soon. I think they have to do with one another. You're nodding, right? So you agree with this assumption.
Yeah.
But before we take this assumption as to be true, let's try to investigate it. So tell me, in what of these two relationships there was a point of time that you really knew very deeply, profoundly, I am carry on trying too long. Actually, I should stop, but I don't.
Right.
Could you give me as painful possible example of where you carried on too long?
If I look at the last relationship that ended about 2.5 years ago, we were married. We were living in Dubai. And this was the second marriage. So I had the feeling of like, I'm not going to let this...
Now or never.
It's not going to go wrong.
Yeah, this one must succeed.
Yes.
Yeah, and I make it possible.
Yes. Yeah. And because I'm not going to be the one to give up. And in the end, the relationship was okay. And I think we had it quite good. But I was always adapting myself to the other so that...
I am not the one to make a mess of it.
Yes.
I won't break up.
Yeah, because I didn't want to go through that again. I wanted to kind of prevent that.
Right.
And so the more I tried to hold on to something that actually wasn't really working, especially looking back, it's always easier to
of course, when you're in the middle of it, it's always difficult.
Yes. And so we were both cycling a lot, and there were a lot of times he was seeing everything about me, what I ate, what I did, what I said, everything was
Give
like...
me a painful example if you want to.
In the morning, if I...
You're making it as if you have thousands of examples.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Where to start?
Give me just one.
It's about like, in the morning having breakfast and he would comment on how much Nutella I would put on my sandwich. Or the way I would load the dishwasher. Like that would be like, why would you do that? That's stupid. Or, if I maybe let some clothes linger. Or, there was always a comment about something.
About you.
Yes.
About your behavior.
Yes.
And how was your response?
Yeah, trying to fix it.
Yeah,
adapt. Yeah. Change, adjust.
So there was this pattern, criticize, adapt.
Yeah.
Trying to be free of being judged and then being judged again all the time.
Yeah, and not trying to be, I don't want to be difficult, and I don't want to be like frustrating to someone. So I took those kind of criticism as I wasn't doing something wrong that would frustrate him. And therefore I would adjust myself, right? But in the end, after you do this for an extended period of time,
you lose yourself.
I've lost myself. So
is this what happened also in the first relationship, only on a deeper level?
The first...
More painful level? Was the pattern the same in the first marriage? That you adapted until you couldn't adapt anymore?
Yeah, it was different, of course, different people, but it was younger. We got married when I was around, I would say 27, something like that, 26, 27. I was with an American when I was living in the US. And he wanted to start his own restaurant business. And so we moved from San Francisco, where we were living, to Denver. And because I was not a U.S. citizen or resident, I had to get a visa and had to start working in a hotel. So whereas he was working on building this restaurant and getting investors to get money and then a location, I was just, working and traveling for this job that I had temporarily. And so our lives kind of went apart. And we weren't really connecting back together. I think we also didn't really know each other very well because we were both working in hotels, and that's basically 24/7 working. And yeah. But I always tried to, I wanted to support him in this restaurant thing. Wasn't really my thing, but,
you were in a relationship. You wanted to help him.
Right. And I could do it. We were both working in hotels, so I had the background and I could probably help. But yeah, in the end, it wasn't really my dream. And then I said we kind of grew apart. And then...
without one of the two being really the problem, or without big fights, I presume?
Yeah, in the end it was, because there was a lot of misunderstanding about... I was traveling and I was working in this hotel that we were opening, and that was a lot of work. From morning to evening you're working, and then you're also having a drink together. So it was also quite nice, quite fun, whereas he was with his head in numbers and money and all of that stuff. And in the hotel, I was training the reception team to how to do check-ins and things like that. So we used my hotel reservation to test with. But we forgot one evening to check me back in. And so my husband would call me to check in how I was doing. And he was told, oh, no, she checked out. She left. And that freaked him out because he was already a bit insecure about me being away and working hard, playing hard. And that just triggered something. So it just kaboom.
It exploded.
Yeah, completely. Yeah.
End of relationship.
Yeah, it took a little while before that decision was made. But
this was the moment that you both knew it has come to an end.
Yes.
So out of this relationship, you draw the conclusion, next time I will persist.
Yes.
and I will do everything I can to make this marriage work.
Yeah.
Which you tried by adapting, by neatly ordering, packing the dishing machine, right?
Failed every time.
Yeah,
Though.
failed every time.
Yeah.
This conversation started with you having two problems. The first one referring to feeling guilty.
Yeah.
So obviously you didn't succeed in your mission to, whatever it may happen, to make this marriage work.
Right.
So seeing that this marriage also ended in a divorce, what conclusion did you draw out of yourself? You said something already about being a failure and feeling ashamed. So can you tell a bit more about the conclusion you draw at the end of the second relationship, which you didn't manage to work out?
Yeah, I kind of felt that, I've lived, my life has been pretty dynamic. I'm living all around the world and doing all these things. And I've been successful at many things. So I don't think I'm a complete failure. But I feel...
But partly you are, baby.
But partly I am. And it's like the constant factor of all these things is me, right? If you look at trying to understand or reflect, then you're like, okay, well, what happened in both cases? Well, I think
me was always there.
Yeah.
So who is the me, the I, that didn't succeed? How would you describe yourself in a negative way then?
Yeah, as someone who doesn't have a backbone, who doesn't really stand her ground to speak up when things are not going maybe the way I would really want them to go, because I'm too afraid to speak my mind to, maybe the person will run away.
You don't have a backbone.
Yeah.
Some kind of a mollusk.
Yeah, it's just someone who just kind of is a yay-sayer, right? Someone who always say yes.
What's the most painful word to describe somebody without a backbone?
Yeah, weak.
Weak. Is there an even word that could make you feel worse than weak?
No.
Weak is bad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not nice, but...
Let's try to figure out how this works in your mind and your emotional field. It really was my first impression when you entered, but she's looking energetic and she said a lot of words and she's funny. Actually, I think she's, in essence, very weak.
Yeah.
Does it hurt? Not that much.
I think not doesn't hurt. No, because I'll be like, okay, yeah, but I think insecure, weak, flimsy, like a serial marriage person. Yeah,
there must be. I have the assumption that there is a better word that describes this feeling of failing and being ashamed.
Yeah, it's like if
failure is a big word too. You mentioned it now and then. A failure.
Yeah.
A loser.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to open up your brain.
Yeah, I think if I think of, because I know I'm not the only one who's been through two marriages, and or maybe some people have more.
Rationally not, but emotionally, yes.
Yes, yeah. And I always, there must be a problem. There must be something wrong with.
There's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
So what is wrong with you?
Yeah, what's wrong? Yeah.
Yeah, what is wrong with you? Maybe you're just broke.
Yeah.
Broke.
Yeah.
A failure.
Maybe I'm just broken. Failure. Yeah. I'm not able to maintain the relationship.
And how would you describe somebody who is completely exaggerate just to find the cause? How would you describe somebody who's completely inadequate to maintain a normal relationship with a normal person who's just drinking tea and reading his newspaper, nothing wrong with him? So how would you describe such a woman?
Yeah, very stupid woman. Very, I don't know how to.
At least she can stick on to plans, can she? She's not determined. She's not able to reach a goal.
Yeah.
Let me help you. Imagine, worst case scenario. You continue the relationship with this nice man in Switzerland and conversations going fluidly, swimmingly, everything fine. But then you break up for a stupid reason. After it has been successful for a long time, because now you have broken up too soon. But imagine you would have tried it again for a long time, which would be your worst case scenario. Yeah. And then again, for the third time, it would fail. And then again, you would draw the conclusion, it is me, because I'm in all these three relationships. Then what kind of conclusion would you draw about yourself after such a third failure?
Yeah, she's not able to, or she's not able or willing to really maybe give herself or commit or work hard or,
And how would you someone describe who's not able to, etc., what you just said, work hard, do her best? And
so you come to a lazy person, someone who's not committing, like a very laissez-faire kind of, doesn't care maybe even.
Careless.
Yeah. Is it selfish maybe?
It's definitely the opposite of being determined, successful, and holding on to a plan.
Yeah, which I did it before.
You did before too much, and now you do too little.
Yeah.
This is the interesting thing, the interesting pattern, I presume.
Yeah.
So you held on too long. Now, the same question. I'm just putting the same
I know,
question
sorry.
again and again. No, it's okay. Don't say sorry. This is interesting that you say sorry. Why did you just say sorry?
Yeah, because I'm trying to find and answer your question, but I feel like I'm not I'm not doing a very good job at it.
And how would you describe yourself now, in this moment, not doing a job in having a good conversation with me? Maybe in the here and now we will find the answer.
Yeah, maybe. Interesting.
I think definitely you fail.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
You don't do a good job.
No, I
Yvonne?
don't.
No. You do a bad job. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's this little girl you're carrying with you that's not doing a good job? How would you describe her? Again, the same question from different angles, trying to find an answer.
I feel it, though. I feel when you ask me that question, I see myself always trying really hard, doing my best, being the, hospitable and getting conversations going. I can do all that. And I feel like I have to do it.
And this is a little girl you carry with you all your life, trying to do her best to please other people. Do her utmost best for other people.
Yes. Yeah.
Were these lessons you got from your parents or your environment to behave this way?
I think raised in a way that, my parents had their own business and we always worked hard and, kind of really, with the philosophy that if you put your effort into it, you will find your way. It doesn't need to be all big and great.
But if you do your best for other people, then the world rewards you and then you get the best.
Yeah, or your best for yourself. Or if you study and you really do your best, you will...
Work hard.
Yeah, work hard. Yeah.
Do your best.
Yeah.
And if you don't work hard, you don't do your best, how would you then as a child have experienced yourself?
Yeah, then you would be a failure. Or you would be like not successful, you'd be lazy, you'd be not contributing, like not making the most of it. Yeah.
Isn't lazy the most painful word?
Yeah, that's very...
I felt some energy there.
Lazy. I don't like lazy.
You cycle, you do your best, you start enterprises, you travel around the world. So if I do my best, if I have energy, if I put my mind to it, if I work hard, that's the good thing to do.
Yeah.
And if I don't do so, I'm late.
Yeah.
So as a control check question, did these two marriages fail because you were actually quite lazy maintaining a relationship?
No, I don't think so.
I don't ask this on a rational level because we know this is not the case, but on an emotional level, were there some thoughts afterwards or during these two episodes of trying to work the marriage work that you now and then said to yourself, I got to do my best. I don't have to be lazy. Don't be lazy.
Yeah. That 100%. So
This is a nice confirmation. Thank you very much. 100%.
100%. Yeah.
Could you elaborate?
Yeah. So the feeling responsible for my part in relationship. So always having to give my best and try at least.
And be successful doing so, of course.
Well, that was the intent.
And if it doesn't work, just work harder.
Yeah. So if there was a fight or if there was a misunderstanding, then I would always have to kind of bring up the topic or like try to straighten it out. I don't like conflict, right? I like harmony. Mm-hmm. So I would work hard to achieve that harmony then again.
So being lazy also connects with being irresponsible.
Yes.
And work hard is connected with being responsible.
Yes.
So you had to work, feel responsible, do your utmost best, make the marriage work. And otherwise, if you didn't succeed, this would be a sign of being lazy, not doing your best, and not taking the responsibility of the situation.
Yeah.
So when a marriage fails, you feel like a lazy, irresponsible girl.
Yes.
Not doing her utmost best.
Yeah.
This explains your first problem. What is this feeling of shame? You're ashamed of being a lazy, irresponsible girl, not doing her utmost best.
Yeah.
You failed.
Yeah.
Because you are lazy.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is that I feel the need to explain why the marriage failed or why I got married in the first place.
To whom?
To justify.
To people around you or yourself? Or
to explain, because I don't maybe want other people to think that I'm...
that you are, now the word is coming in, that you are just...
that I was just, getting married and just divorced, without really trying, for example.
And being exposed.
Being exposed.
So rationalizing to other people why the marriage failed is a way to cover up your self-image that they will see you as lazy. Yeah?
Yeah.
This is
ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell about the ouch. Or feel the ouch. Take your time to feel the ouch.
Yeah.
We're not in a hurry.
It's almost the way like I look at myself like, oh gosh, Yvonne, what are you working so hard for?
You're doing so your best.
Yeah.
This is so tiring.
Yeah.
Tiresome is the word, right?
Yes.
Tiresome,
It's exhausting to feeling like I'm constantly defending myself or explaining myself to, why?
Is there some sadness now?
Yeah, that feels really, I feel sad for me.
Yeah, You are doing so. You're doing so. Like looking to yourself as a little child, doing so her best to make marriage work, and when they don't, you punish yourself by saying you're lazy and irresponsible.
Yeah.
And then you end up in relationships. You are working, doing your best, and then blaming you if it doesn't work, which is a very painful pattern, of course.
Yeah, it's like double. Yeah.
So I think problem one is explained. What is this feeling of shame? Being exposed as being lazy and irresponsible. Yeah. And I think also, in the same time, problem two is explained too. Because if I'm imagining I am Yvonne, having a relationship with a man who wants to sit on tables drinking just a cup of tea. Now, if you would carry on with him and just saying, well, he drinks tea, what's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that. And just carry on. And if there would come a moment again that there would be a crisis or whatever, then there are only two options for you in your life until this conversation, which is one, carry on and get tired and failing in doing so, or stopping and then feeling lazy and irresponsible again. So both are horrifying. Yeah. As well as trying to get on as soon as there's a crisis, right? I think you have created for yourself a very safe way out to avoiding this feeling of not being responsible, just quitting so soon that you don't have to look in the mirror and think I'm lazy, because now you can say, well, there was a reason. He's dull. Just skip it. So you are preventing yourself to the hurtful feeling, labeling yourself as being lazy and irresponsible. And this is what you now don't experience. Yeah. You've prevented yourself from hurt. Yeah. A great job. But no relation. No,
exactly. Yeah. Then that's the consequence is that I'll stay single for the rest of my life.
But is my analysis correct?
Yeah. It resonates a lot with me. Yeah.
So carrying on would endanger you to a conflictuous situation where you have to go on and be determined and be responsible, which is a bad road.
Yeah, try that.
And the other one. Right.
Yeah.
So now, Yvonne, having said all this, what now? Yeah. How should we carry on from here?
I mean, in my mind, the options right now, after the last relationship I tried, dating someone and kind of ended in a similar way, that I'm like, forget it. I'm just not made for this.
No, but this is a pity because you long for somebody who's waiting there for you at the end of the day and asking you, Yvonne, how was your day? Somebody who really loves you, who's there for you, with who you can envision a future being together, which is all nice. Yeah. And this is what you long for. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And now you deprive yourself from this very genuine, authentic longing. Yeah. Which is a pity because it's the longing that's there. Yeah. It's an unfulfilled desire. Yes. Yeah. Nothing wrong with unfulfilled desires. Yeah, but I'll be okay, right? It's about having expectations. Of course, if I can draw my life is that my house that I'm going to build. Hopefully, I maybe one day can live with someone there, and so I canceled the dating website because I thought I tried, I put a lot of effort into it. So now I'm going to just let faith decide for me. Yeah, but that's a pity, and I won't settle for that. And you're not here for nothing. No, so I know. We start up from. We know very well now why you didn't carry on with this nice man in Switzerland, because you prevented yourself from being confronted with your negative self-image, being lazy and irresponsible. And you managed successfully, very good, done a great job. This problem is not in your life now. Right. But life is not about avoiding problems; it's about creating realities. It's not about avoiding what we don't want. It's about achieving what we do want. Yeah. You do want a
opportunities.
Opportunities, right? Yeah. So The question is, and if you don't have the answer, I will give you the answer. That's what I'm here for. Yeah. So knowing all this and knowing that you want a relationship, right? This is what you want. Yes. And I embrace this longing. I'm helping here to fulfill this longing. So what now in the near future? Carrying still this, in a way, negative self-image of being lazy and irresponsible. What now?
Yeah. If I go the same route that I've done in the past, is I would work hard to find this relationship. Right, I go maybe on another dating site, or I go in groups or clubs.
Do so, and you will do so after this conversation. You will.
Yeah.
I feel some doubt still.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm helping you. So you do this again. Now imagine there's a new situation where the relationship is not going fluidly.
Okay.
And it's not only him sitting, reading a newspaper, drinking tea, but he's also very, very dull and whatever. And there's really, for you, a reason to end the relationship after having tried, really. Now, this is your moment of fear, right? This is what you don't want to encounter, this moment. You don't want to be faced with, because this brings you immediately in the same crisis as you had 2 times before.
Yeah.
So now I will hopefully free you by giving you the option that you can just end the relationship. And then you immediately feel, again, I'm lazy and irresponsible. Yeah. This is what you will feel. I predict this. But hopefully from now on, you can look at this thought and then come to the conclusion it's a thought. It's not a reality. It is something I think. Yeah. It is something I feel. It's deeply ingrained in me, being responsible, doing your best. When you give to the world, you will receive back. These are my strong messages from my childhood. But now and then relationships just don't work. I can make the decision to get out of it, and there's nothing wrong with it. I feel lazy and irresponsible, but this is a feeling that derives from a thought which is untrue. It's a thought.
Yes.
A thought is not a reality.
Yeah. I feel what you say. Yes.
Yeah, but it's difficult to grasp it and really live this, because I have the assumption that on a deep level you really would feel irresponsible and lazy if it would happen.
Yeah, I feel horrible, right? Because then the guy was, he was like, well, why? Can you explain to me? Like, I'm not going to tell him, well, I break up with you because you like drinking tea and, No,
but you should have said, you should have said, if you would be honest, I'm breaking up with you because if I don't do this soon enough and I do this later on, then I will feel a failure, because then I will feel lazy and irresponsible. And then you could have a sensible conversation with him about if this is true or not. Or hello, I'm just telling you I'm drinking tea. I do exciting things too, and maybe we can make the marriage work. And I don't know, the relationship work.
Yeah, that would be an interesting perspective to kind of put words to those insecure feelings or thoughts that come into my mind,
which were on your unconsciousness before you came here, right?
Yeah.
I presume, right?
I've never really looked at it like that.
To sum up, it's an idea.
Yeah,
it's not reality.
Right.
It's a thought.
Yeah.
It's not a fact.
Yeah.
Because just to check it out, there are moments you are responsible, right?
Yes.
But, okay. There are moments you are not lazy, right? So rationally, this is nonsense.
Yes.
That I give such a heavy judgment on myself is not lining up with reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now then, in the future moment, I bring you to a desired future.
Yeah.
When a relationship will work, fine. Be happy after. This could be an option too, no problem at all. But when there is a crisis, and when you want to get out of a relationship, then you would have the idea, I'm lazy, I'm not responsible. What can you do in this possible future at that moment in time? How can you deal with this negative self-image?
Yeah, look at it and say, okay, that's okay. That's, you've thought about it. You can be that. You can be lazy because obviously you haven't found with this person what you really want.
If I might correct you in a loving, friendly way, of course, it's okay to behave like this.
Okay.
I can act lazy.
Yes.
And who I am is not the topic at all. I just am.
Okay. It's a behavior,
It's all about behavior. It's allowed to hold back, to slow down, to be lazy. Yeah. It's okay to be irresponsible if the other one doesn't take his or her responsibility.
Yeah.
It's okay to behave in such a way, but you draw the conclusions from out of this behavior to your identity. And this is where the mistake enters the playing field.
Yeah. It's okay to behave like this.
You need it.
Yeah.
You need laziness to contemplate, to meditate, to find out what the next step in life would be, to rest.
Yeah.
It's okay to be irresponsible if you do all the work and the other one doesn't do any work at all.
Yeah, that's
So the behavior is fine.
Yeah.
And the mistake is there when you make it an identity.
Yes. That hits home. Yeah.
And now that the question we get asked a lot in this podcast series is how to let go of such a negative self-image. For me, humor works. I think humor is wonderful. So make a mug and say, I am lazy.
Yeah.
And then in small font all the time.
And irresponsible.
Which is the other mug. One for coffee, one for tea, which is a set of mugs.
When it comes to use with the newspaper, I'm going to drink tea out of that mug.
Great. So make fun of it.
Yeah.
Other people are more in the field of meditating or contemplating, just being aware that it's a thought.
Yes.
It's a thought. So awareness, speaking out, making fun of it. There are more ways to deal with it. So find your
allowing
way.
It, allowing it,
give it a name, and by making fun, humor is the best way of letting go.
Yeah.
For me, at least, it's how.
Yeah, so I could say I've been married and divorced twice because I'm really a lazy person.
The laziest and irresponsible person walking on the earth. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're laughing now tells me that you know, by logic thinking, this is completely untrue. It's false. You did your utmost best.
Yeah.
Which is the tragic part of the story.
And that's what hurts. Yeah.
You did so much your best.
Yeah.
This little child trying to be successful in life by taking responsibility and work hard.
Yeah.
And she failed twice.
Yeah.
Well, bad luck just happens, and people now and then just don't fit.
No. Yeah.
This is what happens in life, and it happened in your life. It's just bad luck.
Yeah. I take it. Yeah.
How long ago did you break up with this Swiss guy drinking tea on a terrace?
A year ago.
It's too long ago to contact him again?
Oh, I think he's very upset with me, I think. Because
he is?
Yeah, because I kind of made up a bit of an excuse to break things up, right? I didn't really want to...
And in a way you offended him doing so, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever you do in the near future with him or other men, I don't care. But last question, are you willing to take the risk of opening up again and trying to find a new relationship, which you really want? This is your longing. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here, right? Do you feel a little bit of confidence growing here that you are willing to open up and take this risk again?
I want to. I really want to. Maybe they're all, of course, I think these past two marriages have left their mark or a scar in some way. But yeah, if I can allow myself to also not know what to do and maybe not do anything for a while, be lazy, I think then that has a bigger chance of succeeding in finding someone. Yeah.
And I would like to add the thought that this is what you call a scar. Scar. There's a Japanese art with plates when they break, and then they mend them together with gold.
Yeah.
And the scar then becomes the golden identity of the new plate. So maybe you should reframe your scar to your learning point or whatever.
Yeah.
Your brilliance that will help you into a better future.
Yeah.
Because scar is a word that's also a thought that ingrains in feeling guilty, lazy, or whatever. So reframe the word scar, I would give you into consideration.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Don't be afraid to hide it or refrain from it. It's actually something I've
When a bone breaks and then it heals, it can be stronger than before.
Yeah. So there's still options. There's still chances. Yeah.
A lot. And you're still young, 44. I wish I was. So and enjoy your future. And it was great for you. It was great having you here. And I really enjoyed the conversation.
Me too.
I think there will be a lucky man walking around on Earth who will once encounter you.
One day. I would love to look forward to that. Thank you very much.
I will congratulate him up front with this meeting.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Do you want to flip think your own problem too? In Berthold Gunster's bestseller Flip Thinking, you will learn all about the life-changing art of turning problems into opportunities. Flip Thinking is available in England, Italy, Portugal, South Korea, United States, and soon in 17 other countries too. For info, check out flipthinking.info.